Hey everyone, this is Ravi from TVO Media. I hope you're all well. Today I want to go over this AI automation from make.com, which is an AI email and form autoresponder. What we aim to do is to have an autoresponder that will answer any incoming requests and delete any marketing emails. I know that a lot of you have a similar setup where you receive incoming requests through your email address when a customer fills out a form on your website, such as this one, right? Basic form on your site, and that will basically get sent to your email address. Personally, I have my forms connected directly to Go High Level, but I will cover that on another video so that you guys can also have a reference about that. So this is my website, and I'm basically saying claim your free AI agent and a little form to fill out, and that will basically come to my Go High Level. Right. So first thing that I would like to tell you is that don't really be alarmed by how complex this looks. I can assure you that the machines are still quite a lot dumber than you guys are. Okay, so if you want, you can consider each of these modules an action that you guys are going to have to take. These are going to be an action. These are going to be decisions that you're going to be taking in terms of like answering an email. So what we've got here is that the first module in this automation will be an Outlook automation. I've chosen Outlook, but you can also do this with Gmail or with any other email provider that is supported by make.com, right? What this is going to be doing is that it's going to be watching for messages, so watching for new emails that come into this inbox, right? And then that will basically decide whether it's a message that comes from a specific email address. So I've used info@tvomedia.es. This is one of my own personal emails, and over here it's not equal to info@tvomedia.es. So essentially this path will handle all of the forms that are incoming through your website, and this one is designed to handle any incoming requests directly to your email address, right? What this is basically doing is that it's classifying what the email is and extracting all of the relevant information. Then that basically makes a decision whether it's a marketing email or is it a possible lead. And if it's a possible lead, what we want to do is that we want to respond to that message. And if it's a marketing email, well, you can just stick it into your junk folder or well, whatever you want to do, honestly. I've also added an extra step over here to connect to Lead Connector or your Go High Level or whatever kind of CRM you guys have. Now, the power of this is that you guys can have all of your contacts and all of your leads in one place so that you can administrate them a lot better, a lot easier, right? So I'm going to go over each of these modules step by step, but the first thing that you need to do is that you need to create yourself a make.com account. So just log into here. It's free. It's an absolutely amazing service. By the way, make.com is not paying me anything for this, but you know, I'm going to do marketing for them anyways because I use them all the time. So free but worth it, totally worth it. Okay, it's $0 per month, and you can basically get a lot of cool shit. And all of their other plans include like really cool stuff as well, right? So that's the first thing that you guys are going to be doing. Once you do have your account set up, you can basically contact me and I will basically give you this automation for free. And all you need to be doing is you need to import the blueprint, and then this is what's going to appear for you, okay? Now, the next thing that you want to be doing is that you want to be connecting your services. Over here, we've got 3 services, which are email, Outlook. Then you're going to be wanting to connect to your ChatGPT, and you're going to be wanting to connect to your Go High Level, right? So as soon as you check out this email Outlook, you're going to be adding a new connection. And once you hit save, that will basically ask you to input all of your email address and your password, right? Same thing with your ChatGPT. You want to add another connection. What you want to be doing is that you want to be getting your API key. I'll just show you that right now. You want to be going into ChatGPT settings. So what you want to be doing is that you want to be going into OpenAI API, right? And once you get into the OpenAI API, you want to create your own account, and what you want to be doing is that you want to be sticking some money into your billing, and then after that you want to go into your API keys. You want to go into your API keys and you want to generate a new secret key, and then that will default project. Let's go with this one. And you want to create the secret key, and that will basically give you a string that you will be able to stick into your connection, into your OpenAI connection. All right. So once you've managed to do that, all you need to do is that you want to create a lead connector connection as well. So this is a test account that I've used for the purposes of this video. So what this is modulating is a locksmithing company. So I've made this for a locksmith company. That's why it's locksmith XYZ. Once you've basically connected all of those things, this should essentially work. And if you want to create this for yourself, I'm just going to go through this real quick. Okay, so first thing that we are going to be doing is that we're going to be starting the automation by checking out, watching the messages on Outlook. Now I've got it here to be looking at the messages every hour, but you know, you can choose to put this every 15 minutes at regular intervals, and it says that must be higher or equal to 15. So okay, you can actually do 15 minutes, but for the purposes of this test, I'm just going to keep it at 6. Once you have got this connection set up, what you want to do is that you want to set this limit to maybe 20 or whatever. It doesn't really matter how much you put over here, but make sure that if you do have a lot of traffic, that you do set this up to more than 2 at least, because if you're receiving maybe like 10 messages per hour or something like that, then yeah, you do want to set these limits quite a lot higher. So it's 2 per 15 minutes, so that will basically take care of 8 conversations that you're going to have per hour. So if you want more, then here's the place that you want to like do it. Then over here, the first thing that we're doing is that, is it from a form on the site? Yes, no. I'll just show you real quick. So what we're doing here is that we're telling the system that there are helpful text structure in the system that will extract relevant data from an input text and will return it in a JSON format. Now, JSON is the way that machines kind of communicate with each other. So here's the actual prompt. So this is the data that we want to take out, and this is an incoming message and example. It's very, very important to give the AI examples, because if you don't, then it doesn't really know how to react properly. This is a JSON parser. So this will take the result from OpenAI and it will parse it into a machine readable format. Okay, this is what I mean by the AI being still a lot dumber than you are. Okay, you wouldn't really need to do this, right? But still, the AI will need it. So edit. Right now here, what I've basically done is that I've specified my data structure. So the reason you want to do this is because the result from ChatGPT is not going to be machine readable format. So that's kind of why you want to have this little step in here, so that it can take all of the stuff that ChatGPT is giving you and actually put it into a machine readable format. Then after that, as you can see, what we can be doing is that over here we can actually use the JSON parser, the parse JSON variables over here. Okay, this is basically where we're answering our email. Here we've got another step to figure out whether or not this email that has just reached to us is whether or not it's a marketing email or whether it's an actual lead. So you're an email classifier for locksmith XYZ, and label the message from the following options, either a lead or it's a marketing. So here's an explanation of each lead. Lead is a potential client that's requesting locksmithing services or information about services, and this one is marketing, emails that want to provide a service but don't require a locksmith services. Email examples are talking about SEO services, talking about Facebook, Instagram ads, or something like that. So if you always want to have a fallback just in case there's another message, maybe like from a supplier or from whatever, that the machine doesn't really know which it is, right? So that's kind of why you want to have a label other, right? Over here also, what I've done is that I want to make sure that each of these variables are actually populated, and if no data is provided, use data not available, right? So if it's a form on the website, then you know it's going to have all of these things available because you can make them required. But if it's not, then down here I've actually added it as well in order to make sure that all of the details are actually filled. Now, after that, what we're going to be deciding is whether or not this is a potential lead, possible lead, or is it a marketing email from this step that we've had beforehand. And if it's a lead, then we do want to craft a response. So this is the prompt that I'm using. So I'm giving it background information about locksmith XYZ, so I'm giving her background information about her, about the customer that she's serving, and what her role is. Then I'm giving her a little bit of information about locksmith XYZ. It's a roundup company that I found online, and I basically made a short description, summary of them using Perplexity. Use of high quality air-brand logs with ANSI, BHMA qualifications, etc., etc. I'm giving them a lot of information, so the phone number that they can call, the hours available. We're based in 123 Amazing Street in Malaga, but offer services all over Malaga province, right? So these are the frequently asked questions, and most importantly, as I've already said, I've given it a couple of examples that the AI should follow in order to actually reply to this email. Now, the reason I've basically added it in this kind of sense is because if you do don't put in these examples as this HTML format, don't worry about it. You can always ask ChatGPT to do it for you. But if you don't put it in this format, then what I've seen is that the ChatGPT will just give you a block of text without any kind of formatting, and it will look like shit, right? So this is kind of why you want to do it this way. And don't worry about anything. You're going to get all of the resources if you just contact me, and I'll just supply them, okay? And if you do want to personalize a AI agent for yourself, or you want to need to help you build one, I'm all ears. If I can make a YouTube video out of it, then yeah, for sure, I'll help you out. And so this is what you're basically telling it to do. And then over here, the user, you want to make sure that this is the message from the user, and make sure you answer in the message in the email format. The content type of the email is HTML. Avoid wrapping your response with HTML. Yeah, this is something else that could be appearing for you. If you do ask the ChatGPT to give you an email written HTML, it will basically add this at the beginning, and that will basically break your code. So you don't want to add this in front. So avoid wrapping your response with the HTML ... as I want to use it directly in an email. This is a copy of the original email. So body content. Yeah. And then what we're basically doing over here is that we're pasting in the result from the previous module, which is ChatGPT, and then you're giving the client your previous message, so the message they're giving out on the form, and you're giving it to them in this manner, which looks really, really pretty. And then what we're doing is that we're moving this message into a separate folder, which I've created for myself in my own email, and there's an answered email, and then we're basically creating a contact and lead connector. Now, these two parts correspond to errors. So as you can probably understand, on your website, not everybody is going to give you their correct email address. So this is basically just a fallback, just in case this breaks. You just don't want the entire system to break. So that's kind of why we put these error blocks in. And if the contact has already been created or whatever kind of problems that there are in your CRM, I've also added an error step over here that will basically ignore any kind of errors, right? And the same as down here, we're doing the same thing as we're doing up here in this little block. But the thing is that if you do manage to send an email over here, then you're immediately going to be getting a response from your email system that this response has basically failed. And what you're going to be doing over here is that if you're going to be checking if it's a marketing email or if it's an error message, then or a system message, the system or an error message, and then that will basically move the message into a separate folder. That will move the message into the marketing folder, as we discussed earlier. And if it is a potential lead, what we want to do is that we want to search for contacts if you already have that contact in your database or not. And then that will basically go down here, go down there. You can make this also a lot more complex, but this is just the simple version. Well, not really the simple version now that you're looking at it, but you get the point. And then over here is where you're essentially really replying to the message. And what we're doing here is that we're just responding to the message, and then we're basically moving that message into another folder. And that's basically it for the automation. Now we're basically going to test it and see how it works. Right, so this email has been entered. I don't want to click on it because then it will mark it as read, and I don't want that. So this is from info@tvomedia.es, and then here what we're going to be doing is that we're going to be running this once to see how it responds. Yeah, cool. It's going off that path, which is what we were expecting. It's not a marketing email, so it's not going down this path. It is considering me a potential lead. And now we're going to be, yep, it's responded to me, and we're going to be checking this out, okay? So what it's done is that it has moved this email into the answered emails, which is this one. So the name is Paco, Alaurina Grande, phone number is this one, the email address is that. Hi, I'm locked out of my house and I need a locksmith. I'm in 123 Test Street, Alaurina Grande. Okay. And as we see, we basically have this email that has basically come in from our other test email address. Hi Paco, dear Paco, thank you for contacting locksmith XYZ. We understand that you're locked out of your house at 123 Test Street, Alaurina Grande, our experienced locksmith service. So it's basically answered in a really nice way. And this is your previous message, but I should add a space in there. Oh, I need a space. Okay. I need spaces. Okay, well, I need spaces, but it's answered in a really nice way. And yep, what we're going to be doing now is that we're going to be checking out the other path that we're going to have. So for that, I'm going to be using another email address to send myself another email. Right, so the email has basically entered into my test account inbox, which is lost shed key. I have a locked shed in my backyard. I'll show you the message once it's responded to it, but yeah, so we're going to be running that once again. Yeah, it's going down this path now, and yeah, it's deciding that it's a potential lead, and now it's answering my, yeah, and it's gone down this way, and it's answered my email. Now I'm going to look at the email. Yeah, so here we've got my initial email. Hi, I have a locked shed in my backyard and I've lost the key. When can you send a locksmith over? Dear Ravi, thank you for reaching out, and it's basically answered in a pretty nice way. So there you have it. This is automation. It's quite nice. You can also make it a little bit more complex over here, and you can do pretty much whatever you want with it. But as it stands, it's a pretty useful system. I'm using it myself right now as well, and it's avoiding me having to answer a lot of marketing emails, and yeah, it's helping out quite a lot. So if you do want this automation, or if you do want me to create you a personalized AI agent, whatever kind of automation, if I can make a YouTube video about it, I'm going to be more than happy to help you out. So just let me know. You're going to be having the description in a link to my website and the description on how to actually proceed with this if you want a free AI agent. Yeah, just let me know, and or comment or whatever. I'm always more than happy to hear you guys out, and yeah, till next time.